Good morning. Many of you guys may find yourselves this morning or recently becoming a homeschool parent, and that may not have been in your dreams to homeschool your children, and you may not be natural at it, and you may find this very difficult. One of the things that you may be asking yourself is, how do I get all of this done? I'm supposed to be a mom, I'm supposed to work, I'm supposed to get the schoolwork done, and my kids are not interested in doing this and not cooperating. And so how do I get all of this done in a day? Having a good solid schedule can be helpful. But the thing about schedules, we all go into schedules with good intention, but schedules take practice and they take work. And so while we say, okay, we're going to go into this schedule, it may not be natural at first. And so what you want to do is try a couple of different things that may make your schedule somewhat simpler and may make your children more likely to follow the schedule. So when you're looking at your schedule, some things that you can think about are how to put things in order. You want to avoid in your schedule trying to put long durations of time. So sometimes we think, okay, well, let's get all of our work done in the morning, and then we'll have all afternoon to play. But in a child's typical day at school, they often have breaks built into the day, and a child's attention span and their capacity to sit and listen for long periods of time or work for long periods of time is limited. Just like us as adults, we tend to work in short bursts, and then we tend to take small breaks. So how can you look at your child's schedule to put those short bursts of work in there and then with breaks? This is also very important if you find that you're working from home. And so what you can do is you put those short bursts of work in there, and then you have your child take a break doing something that they enjoy, something that they like, something that will entertain them while you do some work, and then you can come back and do another short burst and then some more work while they take a break. So then you're alternating your schedule throughout the day. So instead of getting all of this done and then getting all of your work done, you're alternating things throughout the day. If you're following this with the infographic that's available, the infographic talks about how you separate tasks into easy tasks and hard tasks, or preferred tasks and non-preferred tasks. And what you want to do is you want to set up things so that they fall in a natural order throughout the day. And they call this sometimes the Premack principle or grandma's rule, where you eat your peas first and then you get your dessert. So when you're thinking about this, think about, okay, what are those things that my child doesn't like? And how can I put the things they do like right after it so that you're building that natural reinforcement into it? We do this all the time with our own lives. So if you're working out, you say, okay, first I'm going to go work out, and then I'm going to have a glass of wine or a cookie, or I'm going to go out to eat or stop at a restaurant on the way home. So you put your work first and then your reward right after. And so how can you put your child's work and then reward? If you put the reward first, they're not going to want to do the work. And so think about that in your child's day. The example that's given talks about how you may have your child, so we're going to eat breakfast because breakfast is important for the day, and then they get clean up their dishes, have a little something that they can do right after they do a hard task, and then get into the day. Have them read for a period of time, and then what can they do right after reading that is something that's enjoyable. So you may have where they do reading and then they take a short break, and then they come back and they do their spelling, and then they take a short break, and then they come back and they do their math, and then they have lunch. And so that all throughout the day you're saying, first do your reading, then you can do an art project or play with the Play-Doh. Then do your spelling, then you can play, watch a TV show or watch a show on YouTube. Then do your math, then have lunch. So that you're going from non-preferred to preferred all day. You always have that carrot that you're pulling them in on, that you're keeping in front of them so that they can know what it is that they're working for. You want to be cautious in this to not put their most preferred thing right in the middle of the day, especially if they have difficulty with transitions. So if transition from video games to work is really hard, then you want that video game to be the very last thing in the day. But think about things that they can easily transition from, such as an art project or Play-Doh, or watching a YouTube video, so one YouTube show, or playing with Legos. That's something that they might be able to transition from. This is very individualistic to each child. So every child is going to have different strengths and different weaknesses. But those are things that you can do that might make your schedule somewhat easier.